Hi, I'm Marty Demko. Horticultural therapy is a psychotherapy modality, but plain old gardening, wisely done and wisely experienced, can be quite therapeutic. Gardening is America's #1 hobby, and for good reason. Words like amazing, awesome, and miracle are tossed around too easily. They should be reserved for growth, maybe most so for human growth, which goes from sperm and egg to human adult. But with much less effort and without the pain of childbirth, we get to see the miracle of growth in a plant. In just 2 or 3 months, it goes from seed to, for example, a 6-foot tomato warehouse, or that romantic flower factory we call a rosebush, which goes from bare sticks into a long-lived flower factory in just a few months. Even if you're an atheist like me, it's spiritual. Another of gardening's spiritual benefits is that it brings transience and permanence both into full relief. Annuals, such as marigolds and zinnias, compress life's birth, growth, and death into just 2 or 3 seasons. A hybrid tea rose bloom is special because it's perfect for just a day or two, yet the rose plant lives for decades, ever renewing its beauty. Japanese maples and tree peonies outdo that, living a century. Turning to the psychological, many, if not most, readers of psychology today, which is where this is published in text, spend a lot of time in the world of the abstract, fears, hopes, thoughts, ideas, plans. It's comforting, reassuring to spend a little time in the world of the concrete. As the song from the Fantastics goes, plant a radish, get a radish, never any doubt. That's why I love vegetables, you know what you're about. Simply pulling weeds or giving a haircut to a wild-haired plant gives instant, clear-cut gratification that's rare amid our cogitations. Equally concrete are the exercise benefits of gardening. Instead of contorting ourselves in those modern-day torture chambers, the gym, gardening accomplishes your bends and stretches, and rather than pumping iron to no benefit, digging holes and carrying sacks of soil provides sufficient toning to all but Schwarzenegger aspirants. And if you're unable or unwilling to do all that weightlifting, hire it out and leave the fun stuff for yourself. Planting, harvesting, looking. Finally, there's the bounty, the fruits, literal or figurative, as in the rose blooms, to bring into our inorganic homes or to give to others to signal our fondness. My dad, into his 80s, grew tomatoes in our postage stamp garden, and then traipsed with baskets full to the neighbors and drove the rest to friends. I now carry on his legacy. When I was growing up, a neighbor had a peach tree in the parking strip. Picking them ripe off the tree remains a special memory for me. Imagine you're planting a peach tree and when the fruit are ripe, attaching a little sign, please take. Think how much pleasure you'd give and get. At the risk of cliche, it is better to give than to receive. Now let's turn to squeezing the most juice, if you will, from your gardening. Here are my votes for the most rewarding things you can grow. Maximum pleasure with minimum sweat. Just give them soil, decent soil, sun, water, and a little fertilizer. Unless you're excessively fastidious, none of the varieties that I'm going to share with you need to be sprayed. Spraying isn't fun, let alone psychologically or spiritually rewarding. Let's start with tomatoes. In a landslide, tomato wins my vote for the most gratifying thing you can grow. Buy a 6-pack for under $5 in a nursery or a big box store, and 2 or 3 months later, those shrimpy little plants have zoomed into giant tomato machines that yield more tasty fruit than do supermarket types and at dramatically lower cost than at farmers markets. I was shocked to visit a farmers market last year to find that they charged $3 per tomato. And if you're just slightly more daring, you can grow even more delicious varieties. Nationwide top home garden performers include Big Beef, Park's Whopper Improved, and Burpee's Bodacious. But my very favorite and a formidable taste test winner is the orange-colored cherry tomato called Orange Peruche, P-A-R-U-C-H-E. You can Google them and find them. They're available online. eBay is normally the cheapest place to get your seeds. Every year I plant roughly 50 tomato seeds, keep a few plants for myself, and give the rest to clients and neighbors. They love it, and it costs me next to nothing. I put out any extra plants out onto the curb, and they're gone in a day or two. Somehow, it feels great to see them gone. Let's turn to marigolds. They are the easiest, cheapest way to get nonstop color from spring through fall. They're also available in 6-packs, and widely available top varieties include Bonanza, which are covered with 1-inch flowers, or the 3-inch flowered Inca 2, or the new All-American winner, particularly long-lasting, a long season, is Big Duck. All of them are available in yellow, gold, or orange. Now, zinnias. If you don't want to limit yourself to yellow or orange, try zinnias, which come in ivory, pink, orange, red, and purple. Top varieties that are widely available in 4-inch pots or 6-packs include Magellan Coral and Dreamland Red. They're a foot tall and covered with 3-inch flowers. If you want a tall one, try the 2-foot bold and misleadingly named purple with 4-inch flowers called Uproar Rose. Geraniums. They've come a long way from the traditional orangey things. Today, try Calliope Dark Red. It's sold at Home Depot with a different name they call it Big Red there. That either way you call it, it quickly mushrooms from a 4-inch or 1-gallon pot into a 3-foot circle of rich, deep red flowers. Roses. Unless you live in a low humidity area, it's probably not worth growing roses. They look too bad without spraying. But for the climate fortunate, they might want to grow the classic hybrid tea rose flower. It's one of nature's most beautiful creations and a particularly touching gift. The following varieties look good without spraying: Julia Child, which is a yellow; Pope John II, it's a white; and Superhero, which is very disease resistant, and it's pink. My very favorite rose is Black Magic. It's velvety, deep red, but unless you spray with fungicide, it will defoliate with black spot. I won't spray, so I choose to live with a few months of bare-legged plants in exchange for the extraordinary and long-lasting flowers. And finally, violas. In winter, everything's moribund, with a notable exception: viola. It's the smaller version of pansies. In this case, smaller is better because pansies' larger petals tend to flop if rain exceeds a drizzle. 2 varieties I would take with me on a desert island, or at least a cool desert island, would be Denim, which is deep blue with some white touches, and Morpho, which is light blue or sometimes purple and yellow. Although both are on the same plant. Light blue or purple and yellow are on the same plant. Same with deep denim. It's got deep blue and it's got white on the same flower. Both of them, Denim and Morpho, are widely available in 6-packs in nurseries and even maybe in big box stores. And even in frosty climes, you can plant violas in March, although a hard frost will make them very unhappy. In temperate climates, you can plant violas in November and have nonstop blooms through April or May. There is a reason that horticultural therapy exists. It can be healing and has no side effects. Is it time for you, whether you need healing or not, to start or expand your gardening? In any event, thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and I love it when you hit the share button below so that my efforts can have broader impact, and I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.